Hello, everyone. Vincent Briatore here. Hello, everyone. Did I say it? Did I do it twice? I don't know. I don't want to do that awkward silence that you always see when people go live. So I decided I was going to try to talk as soon as it went live, and then I just messed it up. Anyway, I figured I would try to do something different this time. As you guys know, I got my new my little Logitech webcam, so I figured I'd give it a shot. A few things that I wanted to talk about today was first this Google and Facebook lawsuit. How you doing, Hourglass? So this lawsuit, it came to a surprise to me, but I thought it's going to be a positive thing. At least they're addressing an issue, even if it doesn't go all the way. At least they're talking about it. I was shocked, honestly, initially when they banned Google and I mean with when they banned cryptocurrency from YouTube ads and stuff, which is actually going into effect on June. If you're wondering why you still see ads, so I thought that was a little overboard. I thought that they could do ICOs, like they could ban ICOs, but why ban anything? So if you're like advertising Ledger Nanos, you can't do those ads. Anything related to cryptocurrency, even a service or product, you can't do it. So I think it's overboard. I think that the backlash was expected that they're going to do this lawsuit, and we'll kind of see what comes of it. I think the issue here with the case, and I'm not a lawyer, but I'm having a friend of mine who's an attorney kind of look into the case and let me know if they have a case really. But it seems like if any of the shareholders of Facebook at any point in time owned cryptocurrency, they can construe that as some sort of manipulation or intent to defraud people, so that there was collusion apparently, so they on purpose they did this banning of cryptocurrency so that they could profit. And that's, as I understand it, that's kind of the situation. Perhaps there's not a case. Either way, it's good to address, and I think it'll have a positive effect on the market. So let's see. I'll look at a few comments. How you guys doing? Hi, David. Hi, Stevic. Hi, Tom. Hi, Rat Race. Hi, ICA Foreign. See, hey, Vincent, I'll give you $1,000 to come over to your house and teach me about entrepreneurship. Man, hey, I appreciate the offer. I don't know. I'm kind of weird about having people at my house and knowing where I live. I'm a kind of a private person, but I appreciate the offer. Maybe I'll consider it. You never know. Where are you? What do you think about the new Verge news? Let's see. I think it's good news. I mean, what are your thoughts of BTCP? Well, Bitcoin Private, as you guys know, I'm still holding on. A funny thing that happened is like on Blockfolio, and I finally took it off. Blockfolio, if you guys had BTCP, it showed a different price. It said it was like $150. So for the longest time, people asking me, "Hey, what about BTCP? It's like $20, $30." I'm like, "Ah, what are you talking about? It's still right here on the Blockfolio." Until I realized that Blockfolio was taking the price, I guess, from KuCoin shares instead of the actual trade Satoshi where it was traded. So it's a big disappointment. I was crushed. Suddenly my portfolio is like $30,000 lighter. So I was like, Madonna. But I'm hanging in there. At this point, we've made it so far. I don't think it's a good thing to sell. I mean, why would you even consider at this point? We know that it's only going to go up from here. Let's see. Don't use Blockfolio, use Delta. Okay, why not? Let's see. And this actually I have to show it. Let's see this comment. BTCP has to be the most fucked up fork ever. Different prices, different data, half-assed shit with Nanex. Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, I try not to feed into the FUD because if you go like on Reddit and start reading stuff about Bitcoin Private, there's a tons of different opinions and people saying that who said who in the Telegram and it's a big scam and all this. So I just kind of removed myself. I'd made the decision from the beginning. I was going to stick with it. I like the concept that they brought together. If they really wanted to screw people over, they could have forked Zcash and not Z Classic because Z Classic takes away the founder's tax, So for me, I think that the people behind it are serious. Cryptocurrency as a whole is pulling back. If I could go back, would I do something different? Well, sure. Hindsight's 2020. I would probably have sold before the fork when it was at $200 and then bought it back, just bought back actual Bitcoin Private around now. But you can't go back in time, so I'm trying to make the most of it. I know. When Moon. I don't know. It's tough. What is that? $50. Does that mean that's a donation? Well, I appreciate it. That's why it's red and everything. Anyway, another thing I want to talk about before I get to questions. Did you guys read this thing? Here, let me pull this up. It's this article, and actually a friend of mine mentioned it, and I had to look it up. This came out on CoinDesk. Do it and don't understand them. Where the fuck did it? Anyway, I'll just quote. Now I got to get back to the. Anyway, what it was saying is these German researchers did this brought this paper forward where they say that they found child pornography on the blockchain. It just made all this big news. Everybody's talking about it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, first off, you can't really have videos and files not on the Bitcoin blockchain. So I read into the article, and it was actually a link that someone put in a transaction that then linked to supposed child pornography. Which I also ask is like, how do you know it's a child? I mean, did you track down the purpose, the perp or whatever the picture? So now everybody's talking about technically if you were running a node or you were mining Bitcoin and there was child porn on there, maybe you're guilty too. You could be charged, all this stuff. And I'm like, complete FUD. I think that there's a moment that I start suspecting that people are just doing this kind of stuff just to stir up trouble, just so they can buy in on the low, because it becomes a little too much. Like, who, especially the person who put a link to child porn on their transaction so it would show up. Obviously, he's not a strong believer in Bitcoin because it's going to harm it, right? It would harm the price. It's going to get negative press unless he was put up to it. Okay, maybe now I'm going into conspiracy theories, but I think there's something to this. Same thing with all these crazy ICOs and lawsuits. I don't know. Anyway, Jose Duarte, looks like that two exchange bans Monero. Do you think this can spread to other exchanges? That's a tough call. I hope not. Vincent, thoughts on DFT? DFT, to be honest, never heard of DFT. Yo from Australia, keep up good work. Hey, thank you, my friend. What about HTML, Aventus, and Dent? Well, I'm telling you, it's hard to go back and look at picks and kind of, reevaluate the situation because nothing has really changed as far as my sentiment on Aventus, on all these projects, except that now I have the influence of knowing that they've not been performing well because the whole market's gone down. So I don't want to like reevaluate things based solely on the performance when the principles, the basics, they haven't changed. So I should stick with it. And I'm going to add some new cryptos to my April, top picks, including like VeChain and credits that I think are going to perform well in the future. Also going to add Stellar Lumens, since like we talked about the Stripe. Actually, Stripe Payments made an investment in Stellar Lumens, and they're probably going to add it to their platform. But so we'll see about that. Let's see. JD, hello from Australia too. What would be your top pick in this market if you only had 1 grand? Hi, yeah, that's tough. Knowing what I know now, to be honest with you, I may just keep it until things pick back up. I mean, that's a tough call. That is a really tough call. Or I would invest in something that's been hit really hard by the pullback, but it still has sound principles, like Nexus is a good one. But I said Nexus when it was a good one around 250. Now it's gone down like $1. It's hurt my portfolio hard. So it's hard to tell somebody right now, if you get in right now, what would you buy? But stick with the fundamentals. Maybe Bitcoin's a good place to be. When the market's in this way, stick to large cap coins until you see the momentum changing a little bit. Suonaci la chitarra. Oh yeah, I got a guitar back here, but I don't really play. I don't really play too well. I know 2 things. That's it. What is the future of Nano? Well, I think it has a bright future. Right now, I don't think that anything in particular is holding it back except the disinterest that everybody seems to be having about crypto. I mean, like seriously, if you look at like the searches, everything has gone down. The people that are in crypto now, you have to be like the die-hard cryptocurrency enthusiast to be in now, to be watching videos now, apparently, because everybody's kind of shied away. And it's amazing. It's happened over just a few months, a couple months. We went from an all-time high to where we are now. And it's just like, I'm just waiting for some positive news to kick it back into gear. And maybe these lawsuits could be just what we need. If there's lawsuits against Facebook and Google that say that they have done it purposely to manipulate the market, if it just gets enough media attention, I think it may turn the tides. Because right now, people may not have a good opinion of cryptocurrency, because of all these ICOs and BitConnect and stuff. So we just need, something to happen to change that public opinion. ETH, let's see, no, say Jose Duarte again, Vincent Briatore, ETH want to change rent Is it time for Neo and EOS to take over? This is an interesting argument. I think that Ethereum is getting hurt even more by this regulation on ICOs and this ban because so many ICOs rely on some sort of advertising to promote. And being the Ethereum, the main purpose of Ethereum is as a protocol to host ICOs, is going to get hit really hard. I think right now around $500, it could go lower. Even though it is cheap right now, I don't know if I would throw my money into a ICO platform at this stage in the game. Let's see, how Italian are you? You watch Serie A? Relax, man. Enjoy the World Cup over the summer. I'll try to relax. Yeah, actually, when I was growing up, I ero di Torino, so Torino was my team, which was in Serie B. But I also watched a little bit of Juventus, but everybody loves Juventus. It's one of those teams, that you feel like it's like the Yankees. They got the most money. So yeah, it's great to be a fan of the Yankees, but they're definitely not the underdogs. And I like to go for the underdogs. But anyway, see, someone else says, Amo il calcio, odio la Juve. Vincent, look up BTC draft. Is BTCP the future of Pornhub? Maybe. Oh man. Let's meet in Long Beach, California, Vincent, or we can meet in Beverly Hills. Hey, maybe let's do it. They just recently had a Bitcoin conference in Santa Monica that I was invited to, but I didn't feel like going back out to California actually. So I'm in Pennsylvania right now, and actually working with the Atom thing where they're designing this new wallet with the concept of adding like the GPS to it, so you can track it if you lose it, and you can also, it's for cash and credit cards. I think it's really going to be revolutionary. We're doing a lot of features as far as security that's highly customizable. Specifically, like you can put like a third factor, fourth factor authentication. So say if you want to prevent someone from spending over a certain limit or whatever, you can loop in a second person or third person that has to receive a text message or email or phone call to then unlock that wallet. So it's a lot of features. I want to let people do their own thing as far as security, and definitely want to talk about it more and launch it at one of these conferences. I think someone mentioned they're trying to do one in Pittsburgh. I think there was just one in Baltimore. So I think it would be a positive thing to go to a few conferences. I've never gone to any so far because every time there's always McAfee's over there, and I just don't want to run into McAfee, to be honest. Let's see, anything else? Santa Monica is great. Hey, Vincent, when do you think is BTC bottom in this crash? It's tough, from the beginning, from the get go, I said I didn't think it was going to go under $6,000. And I still stand with that. I know there's a lot of people that try to say it might go to 1,000 or lower, but there's not really any reason for it to go that low. But they pull out TA and stuff. My opinion stays the same. I don't think it'll go lower than 6,000. We've already touched 6,000. Right now, I think it's a solid position we're in. I don't think a lot of people are going to sell. I think this is all hodlers that are holding this price. We just need some positive momentum to launch us forward. When this momentum will happen, I don't know, but I hope soon. But like I said, in was it 2016? The whole year we didn't really move price wise in Bitcoin. So you got to be ready to just hold the fort if there's not a lot of movement price wise for the whole year. And I am no price movement. I'm gonna keep on trucking. I'm gonna keep doing videos, keep looking into more projects and getting better educated and working. Trying to work on this wallet with Adam. So just keep my mind busy. Let's see. Anybody else? Jose Duarte. Again, it's just when you tag me in it, it shows up orange. So it really catches my attention. When will you have your profile in Signal platform? Looks such good project, and you could help a lot of people. Hello from Prague. Love Prague. Great city. Well, as soon as they launched the platform, so I've been keeping up with them. But I think, like I said, Signal's a very interesting project. For you guys that don't know, they have something like it with stocks. It's like, it's kind of a social website where you create a profile, but it tracks your trades. Other people can subscribe and follow your trades. It has kind of that historic data, also incorporates a lot of TA so that you can do charts and stuff. But what's cool about it is that you're able to see the performance of everyone's portfolio. So someone can't say, "Oh, I'm great at trading," and then not have the performance. Then probably you can access the website and the database and see those the month's top performers, the year's top performers. So I'm very excited about that. And actually, I thought about incorporating like my portfolio, maybe other YouTubers' portfolios and analysts on the website. So you can just go to my website and then look and see everybody's holdings and see how they perform. But let's see here. Stevic, few words about Komodo and an EOS good going while everything is going down. We'll keep it. Will it keep up? Will it keep up? Yes. I'm telling you, those are good picks. Right now, I don't know if it's gonna pull back or keep going, but it's a good time to reinvest. The coins that have lost the least in this period of time could be good picks. And you just got to follow the news. I like EOS. What are your thoughts on Electrum? I like Electrum. I like Electrum. You know, am I going to go full force in? It's hard at this moment. Right now, like I said, the ones that attract my attention the most is credits, Stellar Lumens, and the V Chain. You know, and they've been in the media lately. But because they've been in the media and they're getting a lot of attention, that usually is a positive thing because that's what you're looking for is sentiment. It's not all about TA and charts. People, you know, if it's in the news, it's a good thing. People are going to talk about it. So people will invest. Cardano, thoughts on Cardano? Madonna. I don't know what happened with Cardano. You know, it was, I got in, when did I get in Cardano? I think it was around 50 cents when I got into Cardano. And I ended up selling. I couldn't take it. Ended up selling my Cardano when it started just free falling. And I felt like so much of Cardano was built on speculation and their proof of concept that I didn't feel comfortable riding through this pullback on Cardano. So I switched it over to BNB, you know, the Binance coin. And, you know, that got hit too, but not nowhere near as much as Cardano. So I think all of these cryptos, man, no matter what you're in, everything's going to recover nicely once cryptocurrency as a whole, you know, kind of gets a boost. So you just got to hodl. That's the best thing to do right now. What about Expire? Expire also is a great project, and I'm going to discuss Expire further. It is going to be on my list of top picks for April. Expire credits, VeChain, and a couple of other ones. Can't tell you. I gotta surprise you. Can you make an update on your thoughts about Steam? So Steam it, man. It's a love hate relationship with Steam it. I don't know what's going on. Like every time I think I got it figured out, it surprises me. You know, I think initially when I started talking about Steam it, I thought about doing the Vincent B tag, and I was like, you know, if we just as a community upvote each other's stuff with a Vincent B tag, maybe we can change things and earn a bunch of money. And I think that was very naive, obviously, because there's fail safes in place so that you can't kind of, you know, just upvote each other's stuff. You have a certain amount of upvotes that actually add value and add money, and then it just starts going downhill. I think it's like 15, 20. I mean, there's a whole timing that goes into that calculates it. So then I started, you know, posting more stuff, advertising my Steam it on my YouTube channel. Now I think I have like over 2,000 subscribers on Steam it, but still, I'm telling you, sometimes I get 100 upvotes and it won't even be worth 10 cents. So it really depends on your following and how well people know how to use the system. One thing, the foolproof way to make some money on Steam it is to use Steam Bot Tracker. You go on there, you got to use bots that only allow posts up to 3.5 days, like because sometimes they'll penalize you. And so what you do is you wait a couple days on your post and you use the bot to promote it. Now, if you go to Steam Bot Tracker, it'll show you the amount to make it profitable bid, and you want to stay in that profitable bid range. You give it, you put it to your post, and it'll upvote your post, usually almost to a 2 to 3x the value that you gave them. And so then that turns into a profit. Plus, the post gets seen more, you get more subscribers, you get more comments. So it's kind of a win-win situation. Unfortunately, Steam is getting hit so bad. I think I had at one point $10,000 worth of Steam, and now I have like 2 grand on there. So also that, you know, kind of turns you off from using the platform to a certain extent. But I should get back into it and post regularly on the platform. Like I said, now having my website, you know, I try to post there, but I should post everywhere. I'm gonna start kicking up on Steam it some more. You guys are right. What are your thoughts on Tron? Tron's been doing great. At first, I had, you know, I had some questions about the platform, you know, because specifically because of all those allegations that the white paper was, how do you say, you know, when someone copies, forged, not forged. Somebody help me out here. What do you call it when it's not forged It's plagiarized. Okay, so that set me back. And then a lot of the projects were a little abstract, but then they did the Tron dogs and stuff, and I don't know. It may be a good investment. It may do well long term because people seem to really get behind it. It has a lot of really dedicated followers of the project, and it's been doing good lately. So it might be a good investment. Personally, I'm just not sold on it 100% yet, but at least they're doing something. Let's see. Vincent Briatore. Hi from Croatia. Do you think bankers are going to use XRP to gain massive positions in main coins once they decide to accept it as a means of payment? Well, it's hard. It's hard to tell because one thing people don't understand is when someone, say a bank or someone, starts using the XRP token and not just a protocol. So they decide they're going to use the XRP token, they're not going to buy these XRP on regular exchanges where we buy XRP because they're going to need large amounts. So probably that's why 70% of XRP tokens are still held by Ripple because they're going to do these direct sales. So I don't know how much it will really affect the price. I think the only real effect on the price is that the more businesses that say that they're going to use the XRP token will cause more individuals to believe in the project and invest, which will drive the price up. But there's just so many tokens. If you had asked me when it was around 20 to 35 cents, if it would hit $3, I would have laughed. So I think to a certain extent, you can't discount it. Anything is possible. But doing the math, I don't know. Like you said, $50 XRP token would be a hell of a thing. But like I said, XRP got hit so hard in the pullback, a lot more than a lot of other tokens. So you got to keep that in mind too. If I had to choose one, I would go with Stellar Lumen rather than XRP. Have I invested in Yoda? I have not invested in IOTA. You know who hates IOTA? That guy, Richard Hart. You guys ever watch this guy? I think he has like delusions of eloquency, this guy. But some of the things I like, and I think when you first start watching him, he has a way of speaking that really gets you in. But then you listen to more what he says, sometimes you're like, what? He reminds me of one of those guys that does, at the park, and they sword fight, they recreate those medieval fights. That's what he reminds me of. But he hates IOTA. But doing some research, actually, I think that a lot of the things he's saying is misleading. They're just not true. So that's one. I think I don't know why, but I'm intrigued by the project. That's a fee-less transactions and whatnot. What is it? The Tangle, right? Tangle Protocol. Vincent Briatore, you can't ignore me. Ricky Hodler, I'm not trying to ignore you, my friend. I'm sorry. You got a question, I'll answer. By the way, I've been on 22 minutes. It's ridiculous. Okay. I'm about to shoot off. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And this candelabra with the crystals, the crypto Dracula. That's funny. Dracula. I used to be called Dracula a lot. I wonder why. I don't know. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to try to do more of these live streams. Maybe we can incorporate some giveaways and just keep it interesting. So thank you guys for watching. And until next time, buy red and sell green. Okay, there we go.